shaking underneath, trying to take me alive. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma find my way through the blood and pain game of survival. Anytime or place, watch 'em run away. I got none. I'll be standing on my own, never gonna take my throne. I got no rival. Watch 'em run away. I got no, no, no. I got no, no, no rival. Tell me now, what you gon' do? We can do this face to face. The reckoning is coming real soon. Doesn't matter what you say. Try to tell you this is my moment. Can't take mine 'cause I own it. Don't you know that I'm locked and unloaded? You're out of focus. Get ready for the fallout. Can't stop me now. I got no rival. I'ma find my way through the blood.
Allô? Ok, ça marche. Bonjour, bonjour. Bon. Mon micro ne marchait pas. J'ai... Bah, c'est mon premier stream sous Windows 11. Du coup, je m'attendais à ce qu'il y ait quelques petits problèmes. Je suis passé sous Windows 11 dans la semaine. Je crois en début de semaine. Ou même... Non, juste après le dernier stream. Mais j'ai dû faire tout le réglage avant. Et c'était un peu compliqué. Fallait que je change la partition de mes disques durs. Heureusement qu'il y a des gens qui font des tutos sur internet. Hop, tais-toi. Alors. Un peu de musique. Hop, ça c'est fait. Ici, on a plein de trucs à faire. Déjà, on a un 5 étoiles offert. Je vais prendre Imeco G, Velt GE1, Bronia G. Je crois que c'est même le dernier perso que j'ai pris dans la sélection des 5 étoiles. Gepard GE3. Clara G, du coup, il n'y a pas assez longtemps. Yanqing Bailu GE1. Et Yanqing, j'ai pas. Du coup, bah, je prends Yanqing. Voilà, comme ça j'ai tous les persos. Cadeau de l'Odyssée, on récupère un vœu. Univers parallèle. Donc il y a plein de trucs qui ont été up. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Ok. Bon, je vais m'y TP pour plus qu'il y ait un point d'exclamation. Parce que ça me trigger. Voilà. Attends. Donc depuis que je suis... Bon, c'est peut-être que le début là. Mais mon OBS me marque la charge CPU qu'il prend. En général, c'était aux alentours de 4-5%. Là, c'est à 0,7%. Ok, donc ça on s'en fout. Ici du coup on a Yanqing. C'est pas ça que je voulais faire. Je voulais faire ça.
How many battles lie between me and my dreams?
Voilà. Comme ça on récupère ça. Ma hacheron. Bon je l'ai mis sur Twitter mais au cas où. J'en ai parlé dans le dernier stream mais... Tac. J'ai la E1. Du coup... j'ai changé sa relique. Celle-là. Donc avant elle avait ces bottes là. Avec 12% de taux crit. J'ai enlevé les 12%. Comme maintenant elle a tout le temps 18%. Pour mettre ça. Qui donne un peu plus de dégâts crit. De l'attaque pourcentage. Et je crois un peu d'attaque flat. Ouais. Donc c'est pas mal. Puis en plus il y a un peu de vitesse. Ce qui fait qu'elle a 115 de vitesse. Je crois que pour une hacheron c'est pas mal. Donc là elle a 64,7. À ça on ajoute les 18% de des malus. Plus les 12% de Isomu là. Ça fait qu'elle a 94 de taux crit. C'est bien. Pour 209 de dégâts crit. C'est vraiment bien. Sachant que c'est pas ça que je veux voir. C'est marqué par des malus, mais c'est pas marqué par combien. S'il y a un malus, ça marche ou pas? Bah, je sais pas, c'est mal par un ou plusieurs malus. Il faut qu'il y en ait plusieurs. Bon, quoi qu'il arrive, avec Hacheron, déjà, ils pop toujours avec plusieurs malus. Par exemple, ils ont toujours un proc d'arcane sur la gueule. Du coup, ça fait un malus. Plus, comme ils ont un proc d'arcane, ils ont une faiblesse au vent. Du coup, ça fait deux malus. Donc, ouais. Après, Kafka joue stupéfaction, érosion, puis réduction de dégâts de... Comment ça s'appelle? Qu'est-ce qu'ils font là? Réduction de... Comment ça s'appelle? De dégâts de foudre. Enfin, les dégâts qu'ils subissent. Je sais plus comment c'est marqué. Donc ouais, il y a une nouvelle quête pionnière aussi. Je pense qu'on va la faire. Je sais pas si elle est longue ou pas. Hop, j'ai pas d'amis. Donc ouais.
The clock winds back to the start of the journey to Penacony. The Astral Express, upon invitation from the Watchmaker, heads to a cosmic vacation spot, the Reverie Hotel, for a banquet. However, in this sweet dream paradise, they unexpectedly become entangled in two bizarre murder mysteries. A grand struggle for a legacy begins. Numerous factions enter one after another, acting in response to the situation. The family hosts also plot to capture the Watchmaker with this opportunity, and ensure the Charmony Festival takes place as scheduled. A confrontation between the emanator of the Nihility, Acheron, and IPC representative Aventurine becomes the turning point of the entire event. The latter, through a grand death, shatters the family's lies, and reveals the existence of a primordial dreamscape, Dreamflux Reef. The Express crew thus delves into the heart of the situation. Here, Gallagher reveals to everyone the truths about the dreamscape, the Stellaron, Mikhail, and the other nameless. They finally uncover the legacy of the Trailblaze and, in doing so, receive a glimpse from the Harmony. To fulfill the wishes of their predecessors, everyone heads to the Penacony Grand Theater, with the intention of sealing the Stellaron. However, they are forced into a deadly battle against Sunday, the head of the Oak family, who is aligned with the Order. This great battle concludes with the fall of the Order once again. The future of Penacony remains uncertain. However, thanks to the mediation of the crew, the family and the IPC agree to cede some of their interests and reach a consensus. In the very end, Sparkle makes a grand return with a startling bomb show. This crisis is ultimately resolved amid spectacular fireworks. With everyone receiving their own best ending, the tragicomedy of the sweet dream comes.
Ok. Bon, c'est pas mal aussi les petits résumés comme ça. Comme ça te permet de te remettre l'histoire en tête. Oh, on est au bar. Festi voiture, quoi? On est dans le wagon bar de l'Astral. Il y a Juan May.
I imagine the flowers on the express. I'm researching a cultivation. However, I shan't. But
L'Express a un wagon bar maintenant. Dan Hong n'a pas de voix. Oh non.
Yeah, that's what Miss Black Swan said. It's a world hidden away from outside observation, with a presence only revealed by the light from the mirror of the Garden of Recollection. It's mysterious. You haven't been with us on the Express very long. Will the journey be too much for you to handle?
Himeko n'a pas de voix non plus. Oh là 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 là.
We should consider Pom-Pom's opinion too. They don't know we're considering Amphorius as a destination.
Yeah! Plus, even if we pass Amphorius over, we've still got a fuel problem to solve.
In other words, we won't be leaving Penacony anytime soon.
Or we could also revisit our previous stops to make sure that the astral charts and navigation routes are all functioning fine. I wonder if the hole in the Taikian Stadium...
Adoption du point de vue de Sunday. Bon, tout a l'air de bien de se passer. J'avais peur d'avoir quelques problèmes comme j'ai migré sur Windows 11. Mais tout a l'air ok.
Creating chaos is also a means of maintaining social stability, if you ask me.
If you have the time for mindless gossip, you're probably better off spending it on getting actual work done.
They say this is all part of ongoing investigations. But is there even any point to doing this? The threats, I mean, look at us. A sudden surge in inter-family cooperative efforts. It's nothing but a pretense for those outsiders, isn't it?
Sounds like you've got insider intel. Are the stories going around true? Was the furor that broke out a while ago really a result of trouble within the Oak family?
Those are some difficult questions. Didn't I just say that Creating chaos is also a means to maintain. Who knows who's been fanning the flames? But there are a dozen rumors going around out.
Oh, I've heard those. Conspiracy theories about how the IPC had orchestrated everything and... what was it again? That the chaos was only quelled because of an accident? Makes no sense. So what's the lowdown?
Oh, the truth has probably been long buried under all the hearsay. All I can say for sure is that someone's taken the rap.
You mean the former Oak family head?
Bingo. Most of the blame was pinned on him when the Charmony Festival was abruptly cancelled. Since then, not a single soul seen him. Forget his whereabouts. Nobody even knows if he's still alive. Talk about scary. For all we know, we might have watched something go down in history. Like what happened to the Black Plum family back then.
I've heard another theory about that family. I beg your pardon, sirs. Dreamweavers are carrying out inspections on the routes around here, and all affected facilities have been closed off. Kindly take a deep...
What happened? Is this because of the Stellaron? Jeez, are we Penaconians never gonna dream in peace again?
There is no cause for alarm, sir. The Stellaron has already been sealed. This is just a routine inspection. A move to heighten security. Please rest assured that the family will do everything in our power to protect...
I see. We'll leave the two of you to your work.
Même plume qu'ils le reconnaissent pas.
Excuse me, sir. Have we met before?
Oh. Do you recall when or where we might have met?
My bad. I must be mistaken. Sorry about that. Sweet dreams to both of you, sir.
On peut manipuler l'esprit des gens.
You sure have a knack for stirring up trouble. Of all the routes available, you had to take the one that Bloodhound's keeping watch over.
We shouldn't run into any problems with you around. Even if they see through the Harmony's power of disguise, there'll be a way for us to escape.
Spare a thought for me, will you? Just being in your company is plenty enough to get me into trouble. Mr. Prime Feud.
And that is exactly why I need you with me. You're the only one I can rely on in Penacony now.
The only one you can rely on. Huh. What about her?
At least she was spared from the consequences of my actions.
What a shame.
Why do you say that?
Just thought that being mean might be more effective than consoling you. I've seen plenty like you. Eager for everyone to take you to task after a setback because that's the only way you'll feel better. As though the more they condemn you, the more likely you can rectify your mistake. That said, if I'd really wanted to hit you where it hurts, I'd use a different approach. Like a show of sympathy.
You're right.
She should still be in Penacony. Aren't you going to look for...
That won't be necessary. I'm sure you already know why. Considering your vested interest in reading my thoughts, I can't bring myself to see her when I'm a fugitive.
All right, then let's keep going. Helping a
Ça m'a fait penser
fugitive
une chose.
return to their home. So...
Je n'ai pas essayé les personnages. J'ai attendu d'être en stream pour les essayer. Enfin, surtout Sunday. C'est vrai que les autres, j'aurais pu le faire. J'y ai pas pensé. Apparemment, il ne fait pas du tout comme le pionnier, comme ce que je pensais. Alors, permet à un personnage allié et à son invocation d'agir immédiatement. Permet à un allié de générer un certain pourcentage d'énergie. Augmente les dégâts, les chances de coup critique et les dégâts critiques d'un allié et de son invocation. Donc c'est fort pour les...
A day of peaceful repose. A day of peaceful repose.
C'est fort pour les persos à attaque de suivi. Enfin, comme Tingyun, Topaz. Numbi, c'est une invocation.
We're in trouble now. All the best.
Ah oui. Je sais pas si vous avez fait attention, si vous avez bien écouté.
Thousand wonders to raise your spirits.
Vous entendez? Elle a pas la même voix. Ils ont changé l'acteur en anglais.
Good omens. Fight as one.
Je le trouve mieux, en vrai.
This mortal form, I will walk with you, watch over you, and guide you on your path.
Conflict is pitiless. Time for radiant spirit. Heed my word. Show no mercy!
Not favor the vigor of them.
Serenity stands clear before me.
Follow my charge. Here is thunder!
Oh.
Evils be gone. Can you talk?
There's no time to lose. Conflict is pitiless. Time for radiant spirit. Heed my word. Show no mercy!
Customers are always welcome. Chill out. Time for a shot. Just in time. Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
I can't thank you enough.
You're in bad shape.
I will overcome the thought torment and doubt. Bid you farewell.
Here is thunder!
In this mortal form, I will walk with you, watch over you, and guide you on your path.
Time for radiant spirit. Heed my word. Show no mercy!
Ok. Ah oui, ils ont mis Tingyun et Tingyun, ils auraient pu nous le valider. Bon, je le ferai une prochaine fois. Yop là. Encore des fins lumière.
Two bloodhounds. They appear to be on official business, unlike the pair from earlier. What's happening at Ideen Park?
Hey! Hey! In case you didn't notice, I can't see.
My apologies. I forgot that you're not very tall.
Remind me, why do I have to make this trip?
We've been through this. You're the only one I can turn to. Besides, we once lived a cat and dog existence. Embroiling you in my affairs won't weigh on my conscience.
You certainly don't have much of one if you can bring yourself to say something like that.
Yet you will repay this favor all the same. After all, you're only alive today because of me. You owe me that much.
Holy moly! Can you get any more conceited?
When you were abandoned in the wild and near your end, I showed you a way to survive and helped you escape the jaws of death. When you were at your wit's end and felt lost about your future, I did everything within my power to help you safeguard your position in the family.
Okay, I get it already. You have a way with words, I'll give you that. Still, it's one thing to repay I don't understand. Why are you hell-bent on going back to Penacony? Is this an IPC mission? Did they make you a deal? You can have your freedom back, but in return you must turn against all whom you once called family or something?
Regrettably, Lady Bonajade didn't drop so much as a hint about it.
Go now. You are free, O Chosen One, who dare to exceed his bounds. Sever your wings, descend to the mortal realm, and walk their lands. See what this world is truly like.
I will not accept your charity.
As I mentioned earlier, it's a trade, and you don't have to give me an answer right now. Rewards are not reaped in a day, and if there's one thing I'm best at, it's waiting. The sweet dream still continues, and the night...
She only left me with a most intriguing message before setting me free. As for whether I can afford, I'll only know when I find out what it is.
But nothing good ever comes out of being in the IPC's debt.
I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. For now, there's still some time before that payment is due. So why not exercise the right...
By walking straight into a trap?
Or by making amends when it's time to go. This will be farewell for good. So, before I leave Penacony, I'd like to take some time to look back on all the...
Can't you just look back on it from a distance?
There's something else I want to do too. The embryo of philosophy may have fallen, but the order in Penacony wasn't built in a day. This sweet dream is likely to still contain residual traces of the Oak family's influence.
Get off your high horse. The other 4 families are more than capable of working things out on their own.
I might have gone astray, but others shouldn't have to clean up after my mistakes.
Then you should also know that the IPC isn't gonna help you a second time. If you fall into the
You know how it is. Old habits die hard. The tie should be on the center line. The shirt must not protrude from the vest. Trouser creases should be perfectly straight, and always aligned with the tips of your shoes. We should all... The same applies when bidding my home farewell, too.
But what has Ideen Park got to do with you? Don't tell me that the Founder's one of your
Sorry, but park facilities are out of order.
That sounds familiar.
I'm aware of the situation. You can
What? What are you talking about, Mr. 1 Week? Please excuse me, I should have recognized you earlier. That must be more...
I want to know what's going on in there.
There's nothing much to say, actually. We bloodhounds are just as baffled as you are. My guess is that it's simply part of the...
Aftermath.
You are...
Renowned workaholic, Mr. Workday. He works for me. You don't know him?
Oh, I see. Pardon my ignorance. Coming back to the topic of the park, let's just say that it has...
What happens if you violate the prohibition?
It's baffling, but corrective measures will be taken. It's kind of difficult.
Yeah, that works. Can you keep watch over the entrance?
Please take these notes with you. They may come in.
You shouldn't have said that just now. It only...
Said what?
Mr. Workday?
I was just telling the truth. I've always found this name to be more suitable for you. So, why are we here? You managed this park before?
You could say that. I was still a child back then. We were taking a walk in the park like any other day, when he suddenly hit on the idea to have me man. In hindsight,
You rose through the ranks soon after.
quite the contrary. I made it terrible.
Was that his way of training?
Perhaps he was just using an approach with lighter consequences to show me what he'd learned. This place is no exception. The distorted after echoes of the Order.
Let's see what we have on these notes. No consumption of food except for burgers. What? Be kind seemed to...
Looks like some rules weren't distorted. That's a word.
Did you make this rule because your sister is named Robin?
No, it was for Mr. Gopherwood. I wanted him to rest undisturbed.
No consumption of food other than burgers, especially ice cream. Please tell me.
I have nothing against desserts. The only reason I made that rule is so that people can learn to wait in line in an orderly manner for things, instead of shoving and jogging.
What happens if I break the...
It's as the Bloodhound said. Corrective med... Wait, don't... That's odd.
Didn't I tell ya? The family can take care of the issue without you having to get in. Next on the list is the stage. Let's go and check it out. Only cast and crew members are allowed on the stage.
And an easy one to test. Neither of us is part of the cast or a crew member.
Huh?
Let's try that again.
What's going on?
Guide those who have lost their way back onto the right path. Looks like this is an example of the corrective measures that the Bloodhound mentioned.
You've been iron-fisted since you were little. Wait a sec. If this is how violations are corrected, then everything that I ate just now...
I tried to warn you. How do you feel?
Now, I'm feeling murderous.
In any case, say what you will, but I can't sit by and do nothing. Not when I'm the cause of all this trouble and I...
What's the plan?
Nothing complicated. All distortions have their roots. We'll be able to trace them to the source. When a distorted after echo manifests to correct us, then I'll use the power of tuning to heal the dreamscape.
So, can I take it that rules are meant to be broken now? Oh, I say we pass on this. Please do not use Soul Glad. The Dream Jolt Troop, where? Are they... Please do not... The Dream Jolt Troop, where? Oh, there it is. Found a good hiding spot, didn't ya?
Just one moment.
Let me translate that for you. Who are you trying to...
I'm afraid you're going to have to handle this if it isn't an...
Handle this? Handle what? Wait, is that really all you've got?
May I remind you that I am currently on the run?
Whew. Luck's on our side. Looks like we scraped it. Shall we give this capsule machine a try and see what happens?
Make a wish.
Back to Soko.
Nothing's off so far. Maybe we should open the capsule? They can't be serious. No. Hey!
Je m'y attendais.
Again. The seal of ill fate descends.
Merde, une fois avant.
Mind your manners.
J'ai pas pu assez vite.
I weep for the departed.
dusk's ring, it too shall fall.
Memories are ever beneath the silent waters. Lies an endless abyss! Again, the ill tidings manifest.
Good times never last. Time to say bye. Boom.
Bon, le son du jeu est peut-être un peu fort. Ouais, il était pas aussi fort que ça. Ah, ouvrir le mélangeur de son. Ah!
They have to do that. They could have just recalled the capsule.
Je mets à 70. Ouais, ça a changé tout ça.
Perhaps making the attractions no longer
C'est
just
mieux.
attractions is another corrective measure?
Aren't the rules being too finicky with...
We're not breaking enough rules. We should look elsewhere too.
Ah oui, d'accord. Oh non, une poubelle.
Make a wish.
Do not discard trash. This is absurd.
Children tend to be fascinated by such paradoxes. I was no exception.
Forget it. I don't even know how to joke about this. Well, what do you suggest we... Something's happening. What is this?
Enough. The location of the distortion is nearby.
Oh, there it is.
Time for it to disappear for good. Reveal thyself unto me, as is customary. All creatures endowed.
Whoa, it worked. The IPC totally should have sent someone to keep an eye on you. Aren't they worried that you might make a comeback in Penacony and grow an...
So long as there remains a need for me to keep a low profile, I'm no threat to them.
That's true. Come to think of it, you had always been in the spotlight.
Sometime before I turn...
That was sarcasm, in case you didn't realize.
You never forget times of failure.
Ugh, you're probably the only one who... What is it this time?
Just looking back.
But nothing's there.
That's the whole point of revisiting a place. When I look at everything here, the memories are so fresh. It's when the younger me tasted failure here. I ran myself ragged to fix the mess. I thought myself no longer the same person as before. I'm glad for this chance to look back on my past in this way. Come now. We should go.
J'appuie sur T. Oh, mais j'aimerais bien qu'il ferme sa gueule un peu.
So, where are we heading next?
OT Mall. There are bloodhounds stationed along the way, though. It might be better to take a quieter route.
I don't mean to meddle, but I'd advise you to stay away from that place.
Did something happen?
There isn't any concrete information yet, but anomalies have been reported around the area. The You okay?
I'm fine. The Stellaron incident may have been quelled, but who is to say that nobody has another? Thanks for the tip, sir. We'll make a detour. May you stay safe, too.
Hold on. Sweet dreams are technically safe, but it would be wise to look out for oncoming vehicles.
Thank you.
Quoi qui sait?
Whew, that was no ordinary passerby. It's a miracle that he didn't see through your...
The Astral Express should have departed a long time ago. Why is he still... We needn't change our plans because of him. But be sure to keep your guard up. I hope nothing terrible has fallen upon Pennacony while I was in captivity the last few days. Come now. It's time we set off. Let's not stick too close to each other, just in case. A few feet or so between us will do.
C'est parfait.
Seems I let my wishful thinking get the best of me. Will you at least give...
I will, but before... Put your hands behind your back and answer my questions in short sentences.
Short sentence?
I need to make sure your words aren't concealing any dangerous incantations.
I can't believe I've left everyone with such a peculiar impression of me. Please, believe me when I say that I didn't come back here with ill intent. Pennacony will never experience the Order again.
I'm afraid I won't be taking your words at face value, not after how you wielded the power of harmony. Answer me. What are you...
It looks like there's only one way to gain your trust. Come on out, 1 week. We found ourselves an ally.
So, it was the IPC that freed you.
My sister has likely made an agreement of some sort with them. As for how I'm able to move around freely in Pennacony, as you can see, I've only returned to my home to bid it farewell. Would you be kind enough to give me a chance to say goodbye, so that I may leave without regrets?
Agreed. But, until you leave Pennacony for good, you're to stay by my side.
You have my
I left my home in a hurry, too. I know how it... That said, I can't make this call by myself. My companions need to know about this.
The Astral Express crew is in Pennacony, too?
Come with me. We'll go find them.
Okay, okay. Boy, this is gonna be a party.
Mm-hmm.
We're here. They should be...
Mr. Yang, if you don't mind, there's something that puzzles. Now that the crisis on the planet of festivities has been averted, shouldn't the Astral Express have departed to continue on? Could it be that someone stirred up trouble after I left?
And if that were indeed...
I doubt I'm in any position to be proposing ideas, but I'm happy to defer to the Nameless and aid with any plans.
There's no need to worry. All is well in Penacony. Our reason for lingering here is a certain unusual...
A passenger?
The Express has been commissioned to send a passenger back home. We're just resting up in Penacony for a while before we depart.
By passenger, do you mean this lady here? Or these ladies?
This... how?
You're finally here, Mr. Yang. We have a huge problem.
Ah bon? Comment ça? Il y a une armée de Tingyun. On est sur notre dirigeable.
Isn't it fascinating how variables never fail to find their way into the lives of organic life? I have no interest in the Harmony's celebration, so it's only natural for me to turn down the invitation. But it looks like my decision also cost me the front row seat to all of your exciting adventures. Conclusion: there is likewise a downside to pursuing reason. I hear that the Astral Express has established a collaboration with the... Could there be more to it? Logic. The average Pathstrider wouldn't leave any trace behind in the Garden of Recollection. It's a pity we do not communicate much within the society. Not to mention we've lost most of our members to the Lord of Silence. I have never heard of Amphorius, however. That Foxian girl has indeed been through an unimaginable turn of events. I suppose that's the fate you ordered. So, is it out of goodwill that the Astral Express volunteered to send her back home? Looks like this is one exceptional passenger. Don't you have to accompany her then, Miss Himiko?
D'accord. Donc ils ont croisé Himeko chez May. Ah, c'est quand... C'est quand nous on était à la danse martiale. Velt et Himeko sont partis. Du coup, je crois à la station spatiale, un truc comme ça. Ils ont vu May. Et du coup... Il y avait Tingyun.
March?
Oh, about that. Why don't you ask him instead? He knows how to present
Il y a un
things
écho.
logically.
On doit être dans un rêve. Ou alors c'est parce qu'on est dans un tunnel. Aucune idée.
You don't have to tell him that. He can see for himself. Forget it. I'll tell you. We walked around with Miss Tingyun for a while after separating from the rest.
Did something happen in the dreamscape?
Actually, it's more like it was someone's fault. We met a Pepeshi filming a Try Not to Laugh challenge, and he gave us some of his candy. A type of candy that's supposed to make you fall.
So that's sort of try not to laugh.
I didn't really want to do it, but he insisted on us giving it a shot. That's how we got.
What happened?
Oh, come on, stop interrupting. So, we had some candy, and we're so happy we rolled around on the ground for a bit before standing up. Miss Tingyun ate the candy too, but she only sneezed nonstop. Achoo! Achoo! Sneeze after sneeze. And before we knew it, she multiplied into several Tingyuns.
What's your take?
The dreamscape is a Memoria world. It is likely the candy triggered her hypersensitive mind, causing scattered memory. There is no cause for concern. We've experienced similar incidents from time to time in the sweet dream.
Mr. Yang?
It's okay. You can reveal yourself now.
I was only being careful, or we would have been stopped by the blood. Help me remove my disguise.
It's been a while, everyone.
You!
Everyone, stay calm. I'll explain.
Ok. Du coup, maintenant on sait.
I believe that at this point, Sunday has no reason to be dishonest, but to prevent any unforeseen complications. Mr. 1 Week here is an old acquaintance.
Pleased to meet you, fair lady. And you, of course. You're the heavyweight who pummeled this control freak.
The surprises just keep pouring in. First there was Miss Acheron, and then Miss Tingyun. Why does it seem like Mr. Yang always comes back with some extraordinary guests?
Let's leave this discussion for later. For now, we should be focusing on...
That's not gonna be easy. You'll see what I mean, Mr. Yang.
Miss March 7th, have you taken the time to consider my suggestion?
Your suggestion? Oh, wait.
It's me! I'm the one who wants every Tingyun to come together to form the Tingyun Merchant Guild. How often do you get the chance to work with yourself? Just imagine how in sync we'll be with one another. We're bound to thrive. I know, we can't leave the dreamscape to trade with the outside world, so that's where you come in, Miss March 7th. Your wits surpass many others, making you the perfect person to handle the...
I guess I can consider it. There. Now do you see what...
There does appear to be an element of her talking to herself.
Forget about it. How are you gonna clone your bat?
Mr. Yang mentioned the Express's next voyage is to send a passenger back home. Could this lady be...
Yes, more specifically, the Xianzhou Luofu.
The Luofu? Didn't the Antimatter Legion launch an ambush on the Luofu some time ago? Was she...
Quite the contrary. She might have been the person closest to the eye of the storm.
Looks like there's a lot more.
Story for another time. As host of the Dreamscape, do you have any suggestions for...
I don't have much to go on now. Perhaps we should talk to the other...
That sounds nice. People never forget a personally prepared home, but then again, gifts should be lasting. What about a delightful new bouquet of flowers on the table each day? Wouldn't they do a better job? That sounds like a good... if we really want to do this right, though, it's the thought behind the gift.
You sure have a way of not offending anyone.
These three Tingyuns don't look like they'll be reaching a conclusion anytime soon.
So, what do you think, Sonny?
Let's try a different name, my dear friend.
Oh, don't we sound chummier that way? I took a leaf out of this
The problem with Miss Tingyun is just as I suspected before. That prank shattered her into notes that are each a part of her. In other words, it means the Tingyuns we see here are all different aspects of her psyche.
Okay... You just made it...
At any rate, this is a known occurrence across the dreamscape. Tuning could be the way to fix it. The only problem is that these Miss Tingyuns are too caught up in their own world. Is there one we can properly...
One that we can speak with? But it may take me a while to identify.
Elle parle avec une poubelle, c'est forcément... Alors... somnambule.
Huh? Yikes! She's scary. Huh? You can't fly? I'll take you next time.
Nah, I think...
Even if that's... this Miss Ting...
Oh, were you all looking for me?
Found her! If I remember correctly, this Miss Tingyun's...
It's nothing special, really.
She ought to meet your one we can properly speak with requirement, right?
Worth a try, my lady. If I may, I wish to perform...
Before you start, you should know that we're keeping our eyes on you.
À nous trois, on a 4 paires d'œil. Ok.
It is not my intention to provoke you. Perhaps, as assurance, we can have my friend here perform the task in my stead. 1 week has a higher mastery of the harmony than...
That is true.
If you still have concerns, you are also free to restrain me while he performs the tuning.
There's no need for that.
Are you all right with this?
I go as the wind blows, so you may decide for me.
Then kindly forgive our intrusion. Please do your best.
What the... Did any of you hear a voice just now?
A voice?
Never mind.
Look, it's working.
Never did I expect that every encounter with you would always be in moments of distress. Did I conduct myself improperly?
Miss Tingyun, you're finally back. You may be small, but you're pretty amazing. Huh? What's wrong?
It's nothing. Just a trivial matter.
What do you sense?
I should have let you handle it yourself. This girl is not as ordinary as she appears. I nearly died. Just now.
Ok.
Don't be afraid. What is this place? No matter what you see, you only need to remember one thing. You're not alone.
Who are you? And who am I? Is that where I came from? And where does this path lead?
On l'ajoute même.
Show me some of that trailblazing strength again.
That looks so familiar. Does she want to lead me somewhere?
Ça me fait des petits lacs quand les machins disparaissent. Vous êtes qui, vous?
The life support pod is ready. There were only minor issues.
That's great. Otherwise, that person from the Tingyun might not be able to hold on much longer.
You're still trying. There's no precedent for saving someone who was destroyed by a Lord Ravager.
I'm not a genius, so I don't understand the logic behind it. But if she says it's possible, then it must be.
Excuse me. Could you tell me where I am? Can they not?
Oh. Oh, vraiment, mais les personnalités sont vraiment tous trop stylés.
This girl is... Tingyun. What if...
Don't question it. Keep moving forward.
It's...
These are wounds left by the destruction. They have taken root within your body and can...
The destruction? Please, who are you? And why won't you show yourself?
I can't go to you. All I can do is wait for you to finish walking.
You want me to go through here?
There's no need for that. It's too dangerous. Don't fight it. Embrace it. Try to coexist with it. Think of it as...
My... Is this called... coexisting?
Don't worry. As I said before, you're not alone.
Let's kick things off with you! Nice like a good brew. Full-bodied and sweet.
Attends. Elle fait proc des ruptures extrêmes. En fin de compte, c'est elle qui va remplacer le pionnier.
My friends?
come true. The mood is set just right. Let the show begin!
Let's seize this fine moment. The long dream has vanished.
So, you in the mood for an...
Let's improvise.
Let's seize this fine moment.
You've arrived, huh? Let's kick things off with you!
No amnesty. Even Mara struck.
Nice, like a good... My friends? Indulge yourself!
Stay in step. Dreams do come
Je
true.
crois que j'ai pour le Tingyun. De toute façon, j'ai pour tous les persos de la démité quasiment.
How can it be? Why are there still so... The ones from before weren't defeated either?
As I said before, you can't defeat them. No one can. You can fall into the darkness and die alongside these scars of the destruction. Or bring them with you when you return to the world here. These are your two choices.
Return to the world? What are you saying? Oh. No wonder those two ignored me. Am I just a wandering spirit now?
Close, but not quite.
So... I'm trapped between life and death?
You can think of it that way.
Based on what you said, even if I should wake up, these wounds that caused my death will remain on my body and never heal? I don't understand. You appear to be trying to save me.
It's a habit of mine. I believe everyone should have the right to choose whether they wish to return to this.
Be that as it may, I don't remember anything. There's nothing to help me make a choice.
That doesn't matter. I believe the desire to live was born from nothing to begin. You may also prove yourself to be the exception. I would also be pleased with that.
How troublesome. But I suppose that's part of living.
Survival or destruction is no longer a choice for you. They both now grow along the same path. And only by walking this path will you break through the darkness and arrive at my side. Feeling more awake? Congratulations. You attained your very first victory in this tug of war. It's a good start.
This is...
Let me explain. You were attacked by a Lord Ravager. By all rights, you should not have survived. But someone didn't agree with that assessment. And it just so happens I was able to fulfill his request.
What about the other merchants?
I don't know.
Why me? Because you were the most unfortunate. You fell into the hands of that Lord Ravager, who destroyed your... Yet, you were also the most fortunate. Her desire to claim everything about you for herself meant she needed time, so you were spared. And there is only a fine line between resurrection and escaping death. Yet, they couldn't be more different. My body feels... I'm sorry. I can't let you regain your ability to feel just yet. You'd be in excruciating pain. Your body was contaminated by the destruction and suffered severe damage. As I said before, these wounds will... To prevent its resurgence, I made some minor modifications to your body. Or more specifically, your tail. You'll have to learn to adapt to it. Unfortunately, the inescapable price of... Regardless, I'm grateful to you. There's no need for that. This was merely a transaction. With this, the debt between the traveling merchant and me is clear.
Est-ce que ce serait Lyosha qui l'amène à Tingyun?
Don't worry about it. You should sleep for a little longer. I'll arrange for someone to send you home. Which reminds me, you seem to have some dependence. You should go with them. It can only help with your recovery to hear more about your pet.
Did I pass?
The tuning rebounded and affected 1 week instead. This is no ordinary woman.
I suppose there's no point in hiding it from you anymore. Miss Tingyun is originally from the Xianzhou. She had an unfortunate encounter with a Lord Ravager who robbed her of her identity and left her on the verge of death, while she miraculously escaped with her life.
But something happened to change that outcome?
Yes, a genius got involved. She's very accomplished in the field of life sciences and managed to grant Miss Tingyun. After that, she asked the Express to escort Miss Tingyun back home. We made a stop in Penacony along the way, partly to allow her...
I'm so sorry. I thought no one would be affected if I hid inside a dream.
That's all right. So long as nobody was hurt. Can I get something to drink? I feel like I've been asleep for 10...
That's fine. We should find another place to talk anyway. We drew some attention with that commotion earlier.
So glad again. I'm a local, you know.
You'll have to make do.
In any case, I must thank the both of you for your...
It was nothing. Now that the matter with Miss Tingyun is resolved, are we meeting?
There's no need for that. Mr. 1 week is in poor condition, so let's wrap up your farewells first. I'll leave Miss Tingyun in...
Huh? But, Mr. Yang, the messenger from the Xianzhou is almost here. You're not coming...
I trust that you can handle it. Besides, Himiko will be there. She'll be able to handle any...
Okay. We better hurry then. Shall we keep going then? Did you forget already? Miss Tingyun is going back to the Alliance, so we're here to help...
I'm not too familiar with this planet. I'm worried an unscrupulous cutthroat merchant will try to take advantage of me.
As if a merchant could seriously take advantage of you.
No, I already picked up a few gifts earlier. So that means there's only 3 more left to go. But we've already lost a lot of time.
so we'd better not drag our feet.
Vendeuse.
Welcome. How can I help you?
Hello there. It's my first time visiting the Dreamscape, so I wanted to buy some local specialties as souvenirs for my...
Wow, you really know how to flatter. Go ahead. Browse all...
First we have Lady Fuxuan of the Divination. Lady Fuxuan has such refined taste. The Xianzhou really... Let's go with your suggestion. Next is...
Une part de capital.
Come to Clock Studios theme park to learn more about the history of the planet of festive. Finally, we have Lady Bailu of the Alchemy Commission. You carry yourself with such dignity and grace, but you still have the heart of a child. Lady Bailu loves these. That's all of them. Please wrap. Thanks to both your help, everything went smoother than I...
Why don't we pay another visit to the Dreamscape sales store?
A souvenir for myself. That's definitely an idea. But there's one more thing I wish to do. Since this is our last stop, could I have a word with you two in private?
Everything you want, we have it.
This is a good spot.
Miss Tingyun? What?
You've looked out for me during our travels together these past few days. I'm truly grateful, but there are some things I find difficult to forget. I feel like, do you two still remember what it was like when you...
How could we forget? He was so shocked. He was frozen in place when he shouted.
Exactly. And that's precisely why I haven't been able to shake off this strange feeling. When I asked for your names, I couldn't help but think that this first encounter was actually a long-awaited reunion for you. I've heard about what happened to you on the Xianzhou. And I've got to admit that Fantilia's disguise was so perfect, it was like a...
Yeah, we couldn't even tell when you were replaced by Fantilia. I figured it happened when we were after Kafka. You vanished for a while. I thought you must have come back as a double.
But it was much earlier. That thought has me filled with sorrow. As if a piece of my life had been stolen away. And that's what I've been puzzled about too. I never actually saw how Fantilia managed to what was your impression of that Tingyun, if you recall? That part is true. I'm always calculating when it comes to... So, what did she seem like to you? I'll just assume that's a compliment. Maybe next time you could just say silver-tongued. Was there anything particularly memorable?
Souplesse.
That's true. I'd love to learn how you do it.
Now the final... In your eyes, am I just like the...
Wait, don't you find that question a bit weird? You're the real Tingyun.
Oh, Miss March, you might have the wrong idea. I'm...
Uh-huh?
As a merchant, staying well-informed is crucial. It's only natural for me to stay updated on the events of the Lawfu before I... If I had rushed in and out back then, I wouldn't have been much help. Instead, I would have postponed the trip and sought assistance from allies, but in that case...
We wouldn't have crossed paths.
Exactly. Based on your description, that Lord Ravager was indeed cunning. Her demeanor mirrored mine so closely that it felt like she was living my life for a few days, rather than merely disguising herself. I regret missing out on your Xianzhou journey. But everything that unfolded afterward, aside from the scheming, Phantilia had stolen a piece of my life, and a Foxian always gets even. I will not be taken advantage of. But after thinking it over, the only thing that could be considered equal value is the bond I have with that thought has brought me great comfort. And now I know how to speak to you properly. We've never even met before, and here you are, offering your help, just as before. I should have treated you with respect, but fear of Phantilia made... And now, I will reclaim everything I have lost. And it should begin with a proper acknowledgement. Dear benefactors, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to you. Looks like we're off to a good start. Moving forward, I'll definitely be trying more and you, my dear benefactors, will be my source of courage.
Miss Tingyun, that's way too over the top. Just don't make any risky decisions. It might overwhelm...
We'll see. I just hope the Tingyun in your memories won't be tainted by Fen. All right, no more questions. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time.
Okay. Je crois que je vais la pull Tingyun, puis je vais la mettre dans mon équipe rupture de faiblesse. Parce qu'il y a un monde où le pionnier dégage, de toute façon.
Just a friendly reminder, being too picky, that being said, there are always some lucky exceptions. And the story unfolds in the Xinzhou Alliance, where a young swordmaster strives to become the sword champion. However, this jewel Foxian sword just turned 100, puts him in a tough spot.
Sa jeune disciple Foxienne qui vient de fêter son 100e anniversaire.
Since I'm returning to the Xianzhou, I think it's better to choose something unrelated to the Alliance.
I love customers like you. So easy to work.
So easy to take advantage of, you mean? Just don't pick anything weird, okay?
Oh, speaking of dreamscapes, I have a gift after troubling you all this time. I couldn't leave without properly expressing my thanks. Here's a dream bubble.
Here are the dream bubbles I prepared for you. Thank you for your business.
Well, it looks like everything's finally in order.
I can't believe it's time for Miss Tingyun to leave. I'm not ready to say goodbye just yet. Yeah, we got delayed on the way. Mr. Yang, has the messenger from the Xianzhou arrived?
La connaissez. Oh.
Long time no see, everyone.
Madame Yukong?
I've imagined this moment many times. I was worried I might embarrass myself in front of you. Even if it hurt. But now it seems it was unnecessary. Tingyun, I'm here to take you home.
Madame Yukong. I wasn't expecting it to be you. What a wonderful surprise.
I wanted to come because, after all, it's you who's coming home.
Yeah, me of all people.
Your body. It's going to be tough from now on, isn't it?
I've already escaped death once. What more could I ask for? Also, it's not all bad. I might even beat you at arm wrestling now.
You're still the same, carefree as always. I have a lot I'd like to tell you, but I'll save it for the road. It's a long journey back to the Luofu. Even if we can't completely rid you of the pain, there must be ways to alleviate it on the Xianzhou.
I have no doubt. But since we're alone here, do I really have to go back to the Luofu?
Why? You don't want to?
Despite Fantilia's ruthlessness, she spared me when I should have been eliminated. And why did Miss Ron Mei, who has no ties to the Xianzhou, go... It seems as if I've become a pawn in someone else's game.
There are people within the Alliance who also believe that the suspect is now on the Yuchua.
If that's the case, it's all the more reason for me not to return to the Luofu and complicate things. I might as well
take advantage of the situation.
What right now? The marks of ruin inside me maintain a delicate balance. Moreover, they were created by Fantilia. If possible, please inform the General and arrange for me to meet with the Marshal. Maybe this body of mine can help the Alliance get one step closer to the Xianzhou's enemies.
When Ron Mei visited the Luofu earlier, she mentioned what happened to you. This coincided with when the message sent by the Astral Express arrived. The Arbiter Generals concluded that Fantilia did not intend for you to survive. If utilized strategically, this could give the Alliance an element of surprise. If we follow this plan, we must keep your resurrection hidden. But before making any decisions, I want to know what you think. If you wish to go home, I'll support you, no matter what others may.
Then I'm glad. I shall save you the trouble of hearing what those people may say.
The road ahead is perilous. If you decide to take it, I won't stop you. Maybe I'm being selfish, but I still want to know. Are you choosing this because it's what you really want?
I've come to see myself clearly in this dream journey. Perhaps it's what people call a blessing in disguise. There is someone who can attest to my true intentions. Please follow me. She should be around here somewhere.
Is that...
After a strange encounter, I was fragmented into multiple Tingyuns, each embodying a different aspect of my memories. And one of them hasn't returned to me, because she ventured too far. Until now.
You mean her? What is she doing?
She's captivated by something that has deeply mesmerized me. As a fleeting emotion, she's no different from a newborn. Her boarding this ship was solely down to her inner impulse. Madame Yukong, do you remember? Perhaps that was just an ordinary flight for you, but for a certain child, that was her first experience with the sky.
Of course I remember. Back then, You were still young enough for me to carry.
You probably still can. Want to give it a try?
I'm afraid you'd be too heavy for me now.
Just kidding.
I remember you kept begging me to take you to the star skiff, and even dreamed of becoming a pilot. But once you were airborne, you were so nervous that you clung to others for dear life.
This flight was a turning point in my life. The boundless cosmos unfolded before me. I was completely mesmerized. In this world, there are paths beyond waiting for us. Even though I lacked the talent to pilot the star skiff and wasn't much of a warrior, I still chose to travel around with the Merchant Guild. Even to this day, this thrill still courses through.
That hasn't changed?
Never. Now I can embark once more on my journey as a traveler of no return, exploring the paths that lie beyond. Speaking of which, how are things with the Whistling Flames?
I've left Yan Ming in charge for now. He's reliable, but he can be a bit extreme, and might not always follow your principles as a traveling merchant.
My principles. Forsake what others fight for, and take what others abandon. That's the way to navigate the world and achieve my goals. I will continue to uphold my principles. But now I've also learned that while these merchant principles may apply to humans, they falter in the face of the gods.
But this shouldn't fall on your shoulders to begin with. You are simply an innocent survivor in this war.
Madame Yukong, you were once a survivor in the war too, weren't you? In a hazy dream, I vaguely remember someone telling me that the inescapable price of survival is often more adversity. But Madame Yukong, the gods use humans as pawns in their cosmic game, sacrificing countless innocent souls. Have you ever thought about making them pay?
Every moment of every day. But as inconsequential as we are, how can we escape the fate of being mere pawns? If I could choose, I would never want you to become a pawn. I just wish you could still be that carefree little fox, not caught up in this war.
Don't be disheartened, Madame Yukong. Thanks to the favor of the Lord Ravager, I've become a player in this game. Remember, it's often the unassuming pawns, the lone traveler, or the worm that subdues the dragon, that leave even the best strategists helpless. So, now I'll become a cunning speck of dust, and make those masterminds behind the curtains sneeze a few times.
Is this place also affected by the Order?
No, I'm just here to bid farewell. I changed my mind along the way, so it shouldn't matter if we add another.
How did you know she would be here?
I didn't. I had a hunch and decided to try my luck. It seems I can be lucky.
It's not like you to leave things to luck.
I'm trying to change.
I don't think you need a bystander in this scenario. Go on ahead.
You're not worried I'll take the opportunity to...
I believe you're the kind of person that has the ability and desire to use everything to your advantage. But that everything does not include...
Thank you.
Now then, Mr. 1 Week.
I'm not leaving.
Let him stay. He won't be in the way. I actually need 1 week to be there. She shouldn't be seen talking to a fugitive, no matter the circumstances.
You don't intend to reveal...
Both parties don't have to be aware that this is a farewell. I shouldn't put her at risk for my selfish...
Shall we go then?
Let's go. Our journey can't begin if I can't take this first step. I didn't expect to see you here, Miss Robin.
My name is 1 Week. I'm a member of the night.
Robin, elle a pas de voix.
You're too kind, Miss Robin. You must be very busy. What brings you here to Dream's Edge? Well, perhaps the dreamscape is not so different from reality. When we look up into the night sky, the stars aren't really there. The glimmering lights we see are merely the images of stars from long ago. So, have we ever truly seen a real sky full? No. Today is my rest day. There's going to be a show later, so I came early to find a good seat. It's somewhere farther away. They say it's a farewell Miss Robin, may I stay here with you to gaze at the stars before the show? Still, these stars are unfamiliar to me. I don't... Perhaps it's both. The Stellaron disaster may not have had any real consequences, but many guests still chose to check out. Now the hotel feels quieter than before. Did the person you wanted to say them to leave? Sometimes, what's in your heart doesn't need to be dressed up in words. Maybe... If you don't mind me asking, who is it that you wish to encourage? There are many such people on Penacony. Failure is like the setting sun to a dream chaser. I believe they all have the willpower to start anew. Especially after receiving a smile from you. Are you saying that's not true? Failure may be a good thing for someone like that. Being able to reflect on one's actions is a valuable quality to have. Why is that? I hope so. A dream jigsaw. I see. I'm still inexperienced, so let's just hope we get lucky. It seems we've been blessed with good... Another Dreamweaver probably left this behind. The second jigsaw piece. Is this a pair of wings or a decoration? We should keep looking.
Attends, un poussin, un piou-piou. Il est là.
It's done. Have...
Soon, I shall travel to those unfamiliar stars, none of which I recognize. But as long as you continue to gaze upon them from here, then those unfamiliar stars will one day be the place of all.
Moi je me disais bien qu'elle avait démasqué.
That didn't seem like a perfect goodbye.
It's enough. I only meant to stay quietly by her side for a bit. But why did you do those unnecessary things?
What things?
Those 2 notes. If someone finds them, they can be used as evidence against her.
Huh. So you can do whatever you want as many times as you want, but I can't. I don't want to live with regret for the rest of my life either.
Live with regret?
We're almost done saying our goodbyes, right?
Yes. We only have the but before we leave. I have a question I'd like to ask you, Mr. Yang. I'm curious. Why did you become a name?
Why the sudden interest?
I always had a feeling that you would never give up on someone who needed help. After spending time with you, I'm even more convinced at this very moment. There are countless worlds above the sky still waiting for the arrival of the Astral Express. Yet you and your companions have chosen to stay here. All for an old friend you never knew, and a notorious fugitive. To trailblaze means to forge ahead. Yet, you stop and spend precious time on people just passing by.
That's not what I think at all. Besides, the watchmaker also made a similar choice.
And because of that, he bid farewell to the Express and never walked among the stars again in his lifetime.
Not all journeys lead to the stars. Even if we leave the Express, some trailblazing paths will still... You can think of it this way. The title of Nameless doesn't belong to any one person. Each individual, well, the goal of my trailblazing is not the unknown world, but every in my homeland, the name Welt means world. It suggests that each person is a world unto themselves, and that we harbor as many possibilities as the distant stars. This is my way of the trailblaze, and the reason why I decided to stay here.
Why me?
Like I said before, I left my home in a hurry too. I know how. I also know that a person will only be able to truly face themselves once they've decided to say goodbye to their past. There was never a third person with us, was there?
I told you he'd find out.
I should have known nothing could escape your key. Since you already know 1 week's secret, there's no need for me to build up suspense. Let's go. We'll head straight for the finale and take our final bow in this farewell performance.
Comment ça, il n'y a jamais eu de troisième personne? Je peux pas le mettre dans ma team, j'ai pas de perso d'invocation. Regardez celle-là.
I know you can hide your appearance, but trespassing on restricted family grounds is still a bold move.
Don't worry, I won't take too much time.
Oh.
I was a child when I first visited the Grand Theater. I remember seeing the light behind the curtains from here and believing it to be the morning star guiding me. When I returned here many years later as the head of the Oak family, I finally learned that the light was actually a Stellaron.
Now that you've returned to the stage, what are you planning to do?
Prepare for my departure. I've always believed that a person's starting point should also be his last stop. Have you ever seen the elderly at the end of their lives? As they welcome their final moments, they invariably raise their hands, stretching their arms into the emptiness. Much like how babies also stretch their arms into the air, humanity flaps their wings twice as they complete their journey. Once when they are born, and once when they die. In order to flap my own wings and soar again, I will say goodbye, here, to the me of yesterday. I really hate this face. My expressions feel so dull and lifeless.
I see. That explains why something always felt off about your appearance. The halo above your head that symbolizes the harmony, it's been missing since the moment we reunited.
It's true that this ring was bestowed upon our people by the heavens, but that doesn't mean it can't be thrown away. While I was in the gallery of thoughts, at the entrance of the dream, I chose to completely sever the halo from myself.
Why?
I am a fugitive, after all. I must remove any chance of being detected by the family. Another reason is to feel pain. This is how I can cast aside all the blessings of the harmony and the order, and for the first time in my life.
Is that also how Mr. 1 Week came into this world?
No. You wouldn't believe the real story even if he told you. He was born from an accident. One that you're actually quite familiar with. It was that try not to laugh challenge. Quite embarrassing, to be honest. I was roaming around as an ordinary person when I unfortunately fell into that Pepeshi's trap. The prank that fragmented Miss Tingyun also divided my fragile self into two.
Are you saying that he's a part of you? That's quite surprising given that you two look nothing alike.
You could say he's another possibility of me. I too was once a child, with aspirations buried deep within. Over time, those childhood voices grew increasingly faint. Maybe if I had made a small change in my childhood, I would have turned out to be exactly like him. What a pity. Failing to become a better version of yourself. So, my final farewell will be like that of Miss Tingyun. I will perform a tuning on myself and return to my complete form. And this also means that one week will vanish for good. That's why I said this was the luck. Is there a possibility that you will be the one who disappears? No. This is a foregone conclusion. But who's to say there won't be any changes? Maybe deep down, I'm also anticipating this possibility.
Regardless of the outcome, you will have a witness. I'll be waiting for you in the audience.
Much appreciated. Now, shall we begin? Anticipating this possibility, you've really changed. In the past, I'm about to embark on an unknown journey where it will be impossible to maintain my orderly life. I will have to navigate unexpected surprises. You're not ready at all, are you? I feel unsettled, maybe even scared. Ever since I left Penacony, I could no longer control everything. Don't flatter yourself. You can't control anything. But isn't that how it is for most people? My fear of the unknown may be a weakness, but your presence has shown me that surprises aren't always... Meeting you has been a great help to me, and I'm glad to have discovered this side of myself. I also feel grateful for the opportunity to tell you this in... I truly dislike you. What? Are you sure you didn't mean the opposite? I must admit, many of your qualities strike a chord with me. There are times when I want to joke around, freely express my thoughts, or openly share my fondness. Then go for it, Sonny. You always talk about locking the bird in the cage, but you're the one who's trapped. Look at yourself. Besides discipline and hesitation, there's nothing else in your life. If you continue living like a slab of marble, you'll... But I won't become like you. I dislike people who are frivolous. It makes me uncomfortable to even emulate them. If I fail, I will still uphold... As for the harmony, my stance remains the same. Whether it's you or the paths, if what I once doubted, or even opposed, becomes the force I must rely on, then this time, my true heart will guide the tuning. I'll leave it to you.
Bon, si tu pouvais te la fermer un peu puis qu'on passe aux choses sérieuses.
Leaving your fate, and this isn't like you at all. Did you lose your mind after being run over by the express? Or were you possessed by that IPC gambler? Failure is always the best teacher. To save more lives, you must first understand what they live for and what they die for. You see? I'm already starting to make... Whether it's us merging or one of us disappearing, I'll leave the tuning to fate. And see if I can embrace all that I detest. Only then will I truly be able to walk among the living. But what if you can't do? Well, that's out of my hands. It will just prove that I'm still the same. The person who always disappoints his sister. Falling is just another name for flying. That's why I rejoice at my broken wings. Step into the mortal world to see how it truly is. Then, and with my last breath, I'll join the weak in reaching on the planet of festivities. Whatever identities I once had, it's not the gods who answer us, but our... I don't have much to say. But, as it's time to... When telling jokes, be sincere. Don't sweat the details, and above all, don't... Never mind. Maybe it's better for you not to joke. No objections from me. This is so annoying. How did I become so dull? Well, despite everything, try not to be too hard on yourself.
C'est marrant, on voit à travers sa mèche. Mais ici, non. C'est bizarre.
Planet of festivities, land of the dreams. I say goodbye to my home. Should one desire to leave the stage for good,
One must first step back onto the stage!
as expected, the trickiest thing is tuning yourself. These dissonant sounds are much too harsh.
Again, ill timing will manifest.
Aside, amateurs! Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all!
Good times never last. Time to say bye. I weep for the departed.
Dusk springs. It too shall fall.
Ah, sa vie est restée bloquée à 50%.
Echoes of the past need not fade away. Follow the stars.
Noisy.
Come existence, fleeting as the dawn's dew, destined for oblivion.
Disorderly noise. All things are part of ability.
Oui. Je vais utiliser ça.
All yours. That breathing sensation.
Don't worry, it's just a script. Another journey from the still waters of oblivion I guide the wandering soul.
Time has come.
Oh non.
May as well kill them all.
What would you like to know? The seal of ill fate says.
Move aside, amateurs. Fiends or devils, I'll crush them all.
Memories are ever beneath the silent waters. Lies an endless abyss.
Wisdom comes protection.
As expected, the trickiest thing is tuning yourself. These dissonant sounds are much too harsh.
Fiends or devils,
Attends, x2.
May as well kill them. Good times. Time to say bye. Boom.
I weep for the departed.
Echoes of the past need not fade away. Follow.
Là, je fais le tout de suite. Pour avoir les 2 stacks.
Stand still. Say bye to breathing.
stay put.
Again. Just for a blip.
Time has come. Let it be revealed.
Is it?
Oh, vas-y.
For me.
Oh putain.
As expected, the trickiest thing is tuning yourself. These dissonant sounds are much too harsh.
Good times. Time to say bye. Boom.
Noisy. Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
I weep for the departed.
Disorderly noise.
Echoes of the past need not fade away. Follow the stars.
Disorderly noise. The noise is fading.
Stand still.
J'ai mal géré.
Free will, or was it fate? Destiny for a blip.
Time has come. Let it be revealed.
Is it inevitable for me?
Mais comment ça D'habitude j'arrive bien ces boss là.
As expected, the trickiest thing is tuning yourself.
Faut que j'aille mieux ma rotation avec nouveau.
Harsh.
Good times. Time to say bye. Boom.
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
I weep for the departed.
Disorderly noise.
Echoes of the past need not fade away. Follow to the stars.
Stay put.
Don't worry, it's just a scrape. Free will, or was it fate? Destined for oblivion.
J'ai plus de shield mais tout le monde est full life. Putain mais c'est elle qui prend. Mais putain, j'ai pas de chance. J'ai pas de chance, c'est ça le problème.
As expected, the trickiest thing is tuning yourself. These dissonant sounds are much too harsh.
Beneath the water lies an endless abyss.
Je vais pas utiliser l'ulti-wow.
May as well kill 'em all. Good times, time to say bye. Boom. I weep for the departed.
Elle a combien de stats en combat? 80 donc plus les 18, ça fait 98. 209. Et la mouche elle m'énerve là. 115 de speed. Ça va, c'est pas mal.
Echoes of the past. You need not fade away. Follow me. To the stars!
Wise. Everybody silent. The noise is fading.
Say bye to breathing. Don't worry, it's just a scrape.
Noisy.
Another journey begins. Destined for oblivion.
Disorderly noise.
Le fait qu'il retarde.
Let it be revealed.
Is it inevitable?
Uphold the truth, and you will.
Mind your manners.
Relax. I weep for the departed. It is good times. Time to say bye. Boom. Stand still. Did you come here resistant, as fleeting as the dawn's dew, destined for oblivion?
Fallait juste que je garde un ulti.
Memories are ever beneath the silent waters. Lies an endless abyss.
That breathing sensation.
Faut toujours essayer de réfléchir avec une approche différente.
Here, all yours.
Relax. I weep for the departed. Dust rains, the two shall fall.
Huitième jour fut le grand départ.
On this 8th day, I grant myself departure.
Il a retrouvé son auréole, du coup.
Well, how should I address you now? Mr. Sunday or Mr. One?
Whichever you prefer. He's probably mocking me from inside right now. Thank you for accompanying me through all this, Mr. Yang. This farewell journey has come to an...
What are your plans after leaving Penacony?
At this point, there's no need to hide things from you. I believe there's more to the incident involving the Stellaron.
Are you suggesting that the Dream Master wasn't the one controlling the Stellaron?
Don't worry. The Oak family was indeed behind seizing the Stellaron and resurrecting the fallen Eon during the Charmony Festival, and you've already defeated them. But Mr. Gopherwood once told me that all the Order's efforts were aimed at avoiding the same mistakes that the Harmony made. My guess is that the family from the Montour system must be involved. Unfortunately, too much time has passed to verify that. Penacony is just a small territory, and even the family heads with their authority cannot enter the sacred site of the Harmony and inquire about the true will of the Great One. In the worst-case scenario, if Xipe turned a blind eye, how could the strong defending... Mr. Yang, I just want to tell you this. The Harmony has more than one side. They can be the most steadfast ally of the Astral Express, or the most fearsome enemy.
Well, thank you for being honest with me. The efforts of the crew on Penacony were driven by this. After all this, the Harmony and the Preservation will keep the situation on the planet of festivities in balance. With the momentum from the Trailblaze, more forces will arrive and Penacony will become a public space. Freedom is the only answer the Nameless can offer. I'm glad that Penacony needs it.
You and I both strive for a peaceful society.
J'ai pas la même heure sur mon PC et sur mon ordinateur.
And you've gone even further than I have. Not for
J'ai à peu près 2 minutes d'écart.
Perhaps you and I wouldn't be in opposition.
Don't sell yourself short. We're not fundamentally opposed. Otherwise, you wouldn't have shown me mercy in front of the Dream Master. This shared journey is my way of repaying you. After all, you are one of my trailblazing goals.
About that, you've given me many insights as well. Humans are the measure of everything, and no one is the sole savior. Creating a paradise remains one of my lifelong ambitions. As I move forward, I realize I must build it brick by brick. Therefore, while I lack the will to trailblaze, nor can I become a true Nameless. I admire your convictions. Perhaps what I need, more than asceticism, is knowledge. Therefore, after leaving Penacony, would you consider letting me come aboard the Astral Express and travel with you for now?
C'est pas fini.
So this is why I brought him here. Mr. Sunday wants to join us on the Express. Of course,
Moi.
I learned the most valuable lessons from my past opponents. Please, say...
Oula.
after turning into a good guy. So I guess I'm okay.
Thank you all for your forgiveness. Perhaps I'll find the answer I'm looking for on this journey. And until then, I will do my best to fulfill my duty.
Now that our business on Penacony is settled, it's about time. Try?
No, we're still not quite there. Indeed, this is only a minor ripple that no one will ever notice. So, you must also understand, for a genius, the importance of asking questions outweighs the importance of the answers themselves. So-called magic has its own set of principles. There are no mysteries in this universe that cannot be solved. So, all-seeing presence, I ask you this. What is divinity?
Elle est quand même badass, elle est face à face avec un haillon. L'haillon de l'érudition en plus.
A gesture of there's no need.
Bon bah le reste je le ferai plus tard. Hein. 8, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60 déjà de succès. Oh j'en ai 6. Bon je vais attendre d'en avoir 10. Du coup c'est tout. La mission pionnière c'est fait. Du coup on a ça. C'est en gros, je crois. Ouais voilà, au final, aménager sa chambre et organiser son temps. Donc en gros on aura notre propre, nos quartiers dans l'astral. Donc il faut aménager et tout pour avoir des récompenses. On peut changer la garde-robe de Pom-Pom. Ok. Ça je le ferai hors stream, probablement. Là c'est marqué fin. C'était pas marqué fin avant. Et c'est univers parallèle, la comédie humaine. Donc ça tombe sur l'univers parallèle puis autre chose. Qui redémarrera après. Parce qu'on va quand même arriver au niveau 100 là. C'est quand même beaucoup. Bon je ferai des démos de personnages hors stream. Ici tout est bon. Ça quand ce sera reset on le fera. Domaine de l'inconnu, on a quand même bien avancé dessus. Cadeau de l'Odyssée, ça a récupéré petit à petit. Moi j'ai encore des missions pour le domaine de l'inconnu. Tac. vais remettre cette musique là, je l'aime bien. Du coup, bah c'est tout pour ce petit stream. Petit, bon, ça va, 2h20. Ok. C'est un stream. Tac, je vous mets le lien du YouTube pour être averti des lives. Et du Twitter. Non, du YouTube. Oh, je suis encore inversé. Du YouTube pour avoir toutes les rediffs de live, ainsi que des shorts. Et le Twitter pour être averti des lives. Dans ce sens-là, c'est mieux. Sur ce, là, la période de fin d'année et tout, c'est un peu compliqué pour moi de stream. La semaine dernière, la semaine d'avant, j'aurais pu... Enfin, cette semaine-là, puis la semaine d'avant, j'aurais peut-être pu stream un peu plus. Mais c'est que... Genre, j'ai quelques trucs à faire. Donc ouais. Du coup, bah, je pense que c'est tout. La quête a été vraiment bien. J'ai bien aimé. Là, à dire de toutes les zones qu'on a eues pour l'instant, je dirais que ma préférée, ça reste quand même le Liu-Fu. Avec les continuités pionnières et tout, la danse martiale, tout ça c'était vraiment bien. C'était vraiment une zone banger, le Liu-Fu. Bon, pour l'instant, on n'a pas non plus énormément de zones. On a la station spatiale, le Liu-Fu, Penacony. Ah non, on a Jarilo aussi au milieu. Putain, j'ai oublié Jarilo. Moi, Jarilo, il s'est passé pas mal de beaux trucs aussi. Ouais. Tac. Je vous remets les liens. Voilà. Je vais aller coucher. C'est une bonne idée, cette heure-ci. Et puis je vous dis bah à la prochaine fois. Pour savoir, suivez-moi sur Twitter. Ou n'hésitez pas à follow la chaîne Twitch aussi. Pour être averti des lives. Vous pouvez activer les notifications, vous serez averti des lives. Et puis voilà. Sur ce, bah à la prochaine. Passez une bonne nuit. Bonne nuit, bonne journée, tout le blabla. Et puis à la prochaine. Ciao ciao.